beautiful people, it's your girl T, and I am back to do part 4 of Mythographic Color and Discover Imagine by Joseph Catimbang. And so I am excited to get started. Just to let you guys know, the last video I did indicate that I was going to be working on the wings off camera, and I did that. I'm going to zoom in here. And what I decided to use for the wings was gel pen. So I used glitter, the Color It glitter gel pens, and I used champagne gold and glitter vineyard for the wings. Those are the only two colors I wanted to use. You probably can't see the shimmer because it's always that way when you're, you know, working with glitter, your light. My lighting is not all that great in here, so you really can't see that, but I did use glitter for the wings, so it's shimmery on my end, not on your end. I also put some glitter on her little, you know, her little scales on her body, or dots or freckles, whatever you want to call those. I also used glitter here at the top of the moon on her forehead. And I also used glitter on her lips. And so for this video, we're going to go ahead and work on this lotus flower down here. And if time permits, we're going to go ahead and also work on the other, you know, greenery in here, so that the very last video that I do hopefully will just be of these other fairies flying through, flying around her. Okay. I didn't think that this would take that long, but it actually is. And I think it's because there's so much in the picture to color. So the videos tend to be kind of long. So during this video, I'm going to be chatting a little bit, but I'm also going to be speeding through some areas where it's silent. So you're going to get a combination of both. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me get my paper. Here behind this, so we can get started. And I'm going to zoom in because we're just going to be working on the flower down here. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see that a little bit better. And what I've decided to do, trying to keep this page pretty simple, you know, not too many colors. So down here, we're just going to be working with Lilac, which is a color we use in the hair. So the same colors for the hair we're using down here. I'm not gonna, probably not gonna be using 3 colors for blending, just 2 this time, just so that video goes by faster. So I have Lilac A062, and we're also gonna be using Amethyst A0, probably can't see that, A088. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with Amethyst. I'm sorry, with Lilac, and here we go. And excuse the background noise, as always. Don't know who's going to come out of the rooms or whatever. So, all right. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter, a great Easter weekend. We didn't start off with a great Easter weekend, meaning Good Friday for us is full of rain and storms. We were under tornado watch, so that wasn't fun. And then we had a little one upset over it because our lights were going in and out. We lost electricity probably like 2 or 3 times. So we were pretty much home all day Friday, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind. And which also meant that practice was canceled. So no practice for soccer. No soccer practice. As you guys see here, I'm going really light in this area because I want it to look like it's behind the wing. And I'm going to come back and put some of this more glitter on top of this area. This part of the wing, I did not put glitter because I wanted to color this first. But yeah, like I said, so there was no soccer practice. So the coach sent an email basically saying we don't have very many, sessions left for skills and drills for soccer. And it's just unfortunate that seemed like every practice that we had for soccer has been rained out. Who could anticipate every Friday in the month of April, end of March would be rain. So it's almost like he didn't play any. I think we've had like 2 or 3 soccer practices, and it's the weather, you can't help it, but we spent a lot of money on that equipment, the cleats and the shorts and stuff like that. So it's kind of a bummer that he didn't really get to use it much, but and I was hoping that with him going to soccer that it would spark an interest for him to do it outside of practice. But we haven't gone to many practices, so there is no interest. It's very little interest right now. So hopefully next year will be, it'll be different. But yeah, so that was Friday. And so pretty much stayed in and watched movies. I've been catching up on Game of Thrones. I stopped watching Game of Thrones. I think it's season 3 or 4. And I guess I just wasn't into it. But I decided to pick it up again because my husband's like, oh, I want to watch season 8. And he's being so nice. He's not going to watch season 8 until I'm done catching up. So I've been catching up on Game of Thrones, all of end of last week and this week. So I'm on season 6 now, so I'm almost done. So I've just been watching and coloring, and I actually took vacation from work, took off work because I've been having some chest pains, and I want to go make sure everything's okay with myself. So I'm gonna go do that. So I took the week off just to kind of relax and go, make my doctor's appointments and just relax and have a stress-free week. And so far, so good. I haven't had any chest pains. I haven't had any headaches or anything like that. So I'm hoping it was just stress. But we are going to have doctor's appointments this week, so we'll see. We'll get some sure enough results as to what's going on. And I pray nothing's serious is wrong. I know God is a healer, so if you don't believe in God, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do. And I believe that God is a healer. And so if there's anything wrong, I know I can, count on God to heal me. So, but anyway, so that was pretty much Friday. And then Saturday, we didn't do much. I decided that I was going to cook dinner, and so I had to go out and, get some stuff for dinner. So I ended up making, for Sunday, I made a pork roast. I slow roasted a pork roast, and we had macaroni and cheese. We had collard greens, and I also made cornbread, and I made an Oreo brownie ice cream cake as well as a carrot cake. So I was pretty busy Saturday night with prepping and baking. So then we went to church Sunday morning, which is awesome service. And then we came home to eat. And after I finished cooking, because I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning, the night before. I was like, after I'm done cooking, I am going to go get in the bed and color and just relax. And that's exactly what I did. So it was a great weekend for me. And then an awesome week because I'm off of work, get to just relax and, you know, just spend some time with myself. And Christian's tracked out, so he's here and, you know, spending time with him. My husband and my other son. So it's been nice. Just to relax and not have to rush, because I rush all the time. I rush getting out of the house. In the morning, every morning I'm rushing, and it's like I never have enough time in my day. It's crazy, but it is what it is. You know, mommy duty never ends. Gotta keep going. So, okay. So first layer is the Lilac A062. Lilac A062. Now I'm going to do some shading with the Amethyst A088. Basically, I'm just following the line work that they already have here. These are good guides to help you if you want to, you know, do some shading. Some people don't like to use them, but you know, it's really up to you. I like using the guides that the artist has given us, to where you could do some shading. I just go over the lines that they have there with a dark color. Like I said, y'all, this is pretty fast, so it's not going to be perfect. Nothing ever is perfect. I'll try to do this as nice as I can without going too fast and not getting sloppy. I don't know if anybody's doing any of the April color alongs from Instagram. I just finished doing the Momo Girl one. Almost had an epic fail on the background, but I worked through it. Now I'm working on the Pop Manga color along for April. I'm going to do both of them. I have one already done. I haven't posted the picture yet. I will be posting it on my Instagram and Facebook. And then I'm doing a buddy color in the Mysteria book. And I'm working on that as well. And I'm also, it's like, you did a lot. I'm coloring a lot. I always have a lot of pictures going anyway, because I kind of get bored of books, and then I'm like, oh, I'll do something else. And I'll just like put it down, like put the picture down and go get another book and color something else. I'm known for doing that. So I have like a lot of whips. But yeah. So I'm doing the Color Your Hoard with Lavelia's coloring. And so I'm doing that too. So when I'm doing some of these color alongs, I'm looking at the list of books that I haven't colored in, and I'm trying to get those, you know, trying to color in those books. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. Getting, you know, some books colored I haven't colored in, as well as you know, doing some of the color alongs. It's pretty fun to see people do the color alongs. You know, it's to see what people come up with. Sometimes you have to color the same picture, and some of them you get to pick your own picture. So if you're interested in finding some, trying to figure out some, you know, inspiration to color, or you don't know what to color, you know, you have all these books, you just don't know which one to do, you might want to go to Passionista Colorista's Instagram, and she always has a list of all the color alongs that people have, you know, sent to her, and she summarizes them on her Instagram, so you can check it out if you're interested in doing some. Usually I don't do color alongs, but I do have like coloring challenges in my own Facebook group. It's kind of similar to that, I guess, but mine's just limited to my Facebook groups, because I give away prizes. So you know, for what the winner, anyone who participates gets entered into a drawing, and then you can win a prize. So yeah, so mine are not, you know, public in the sense that they're on Instagram. These are just for those people in my groups. So yeah, so then I have in my group, one of the groups I have, we're doing also a full book buddy color, and we're doing that one. There are two in the group going right now, because we have some people who like to use markers and didn't want to do the Romantic Country book because they didn't want to ruin their, they want to color with markers, and that book really doesn't give them opportunity to do that without ruining pages. So they're coloring the Romantic Country scenes for the marker. We call them marker queens in my group. The marker queens are doing that. And for those who are doing the Romantic Country by Erie, we're doing, you know, so there's two of us. So we have two books. So we have people doing both, and we have some people just doing one. So me, I'm only going to do one, because I'm also in another full book challenge. And I'm doing the Doodles from Outer Space. And I've already done all the backgrounds in that book, so now it's just coloring the doodles. And that book is actually taking longer than I thought, so yeah. But I thought, since I'm getting a lot of questions on how I'm doing the Romantic Country so vibrant and stuff, and a lot of people are saying that they are not having luck with the Prismacolor premieres on that paper. I'm not having those issues with Prismacolor premiere on the paper in Romantic Country. So, but I'm also using a base of Lyra aquacolor crayons before I, you know, color on there. So I figured I'd do like a little, just a little, this is how I'm coloring in this book, so people can see how I'm achieving the look that I have in the book right now. So basically I've decided to do the whole book that way, using either a Neo Color 2s or the Aquarelle, the Lyra Aqua Color crayons, and then using the Prismacolor Premiere for shading and highlights. So I will be doing a video just to show you guys how I'm doing that. A lot of people do use marker base, but I've discovered I like using the watercolor and water-soluble crayon as a base. There are many ways you can, you can color these books. I tend to like mixed media, which means using more than one medium. You're using all kinds of stuff in the books, not just colored pencils or markers. You're using glitters and paint and watercolors and, water-soluble crayons, watercolor pencils, ink tints. And, some people use all of their medium that they have on one picture. And that can be considered mixed media because you're using more than one medium. So you guys see this color I'm using right now is the Amethyst A088, and there was really no method to my madness here. I'm just going where he has created lines and adding some of this purple to give like some depth or shading so you can add depth to the picture. Just going and cleaning up a little bit of this down here at the bottom where these meet, because you want that dark. I might go in with some black to help that out. It looks like there's glitter. I have some glitter transfer on the petals, which is cool. It's not, I didn't put it there, but it's coming from the gel pens. So I'm just going back in here, darkening up some of this area. Because like I stated, I'm not sure, I'm not trying not to use too many colors for blending, to shorten the videos a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna come down here and work on this little piece here, but I'm just gonna make sure I'm still in frame, which I am, yay. Okay, so, and guys, I was like, when I was coloring in this, I was like, oh my God, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. And that's the thing with some of these busy pictures. You'll be coloring, just going on your happy-go-lucky way. You're like, oh, I'm almost done. And you're like, oh my God, I forgot a flower. I forgot a leaf. So that's been my thing with this picture. While I'm like doing stuff off camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that. So I have to go and, fix it. So let me go ahead and do that. Like I said, I kind of follow the illustrator's line work to determine where I'm going to put shading, highlights, and things like that. And these pencils are doing pretty good on this paper, except for layering. If you want to do more than 2 layers, you're really going to have to work light, because it's it starts to gum up. It could just be these pencils, but the wax bloom starts to build up a little bit. Okay, so looks like I've gotten all the purple done in here. So now what I'm going to do is go with my lilac and just go over this with lilac. I'm not going to do all the areas because I want to take some either white or like a yellow in some of these areas here at the top of the lotus flower. So I'm just going to go over this. Again, I'm just taking this, you know, about 2/3 of the way up, maybe a little more in some areas. Not all the way up because I'm going to add another color. Oh, look, you guys, see? I can forget sometimes. I forgot. Probably too because I'm talking. You can forget where you're at, what you're working on. So. All right, so I think I'm done with that. So I'm gonna now go into using a lemon. Oh, actually, you know what, take that back. I'm gonna go even lighter than that. I'm gonna go with yellow Sapphire A028. That's yellow Sapphire A028. So I'm just gonna take this and lightly go over the areas I left, you know, a lighter. That was a spur of the moment idea. So, you know, a lot of times I won't be able to tell you guys like what made me want to do something like that. It's just an idea. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. We're gonna see. Because I probably should have left it white instead of you know, with the lilac on there, but it seems like it's gonna be okay. But I do see that when I add this yellow, I'm getting streaks of red, and I don't like that, but because I did this, I'm gonna go with it. Maybe it'll enhance it a little more. We'll see. And that's the thing with coloring. You know, you try something, you're like, oh shoot. When you do it, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go with it, or I'm gonna erase it all and start all over. I'm not erasing for the video and starting over. This is, you know, trial and error. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So not every picture we color is gonna be perfect. We like to have them all perfect. But sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and that's okay. Now, whether or not you share the video or share the picture that you've done that you're not too happy about, that's up to you. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Depends on how bad I messed up the picture. But then again, you know, we're always our own worst critic. So you might think something looks horrible, the next person thinks it looks great. So, you know, and I get like that too, you know, where I'm like, oh my God, I totally messed up a picture, and I'm not sharing it because it looks horrible. But then I post it, and then other people say, no, it looks great. What are you talking about? So again, that's just me being my own worst critic, and all of us go through that. And it's not just about art, it's about a lot of things in life. So sometimes you just need to step back and take a chill pill. So that's what I'm doing. It doesn't look bad. So I kind of like the effect of this yellow because it's kind of like tying in the color of the wings. Almost like they're glowing, but I'm not really sure if it looks glowing right now because I'm up on the picture. I'm not standing back. So, but this is what I decided to do. So again, what I'm using on the tips is the yellow Sapphire A028. And I'm going to actually list the colors I used down in the comments section, okay? And also on the video, you'll see it flash up. And I actually like the way it's looking, so I didn't do too bad. The red streaks are okay because it almost is like pinkish red, so it kind of looks like this up here. At least the way I see it. I don't know how it looks on camera. But I like doing these colorings with you guys and chatting, and so, you know, I'm trying to do more color chats and color chats. And sometimes I'll just color, if that's okay with you guys, because sometimes I don't know what to talk about. Mainly I talk about, you know, what's going on in my neck of the woods, which is not always that interesting. Although Christian makes things very interesting. And Christian is my 6-year-old. He can make things very interesting. And actually, he wants to finish his YouTube video that he started with me. We're coloring and talking, and I'm kind of picking on him. Yeah, I always pick on them. It's fun because you don't know what they're gonna say. I just like to do that. It's our little bonding time, you know. So we'll probably do that tomorrow since he's tracked out of school. Give him something fun to do with me because he always asks about doing videos or what am I doing on my video. And I said, hey, you want to finish yours? He's like, yeah, I want to finish it. So we're going to do part 2 of coloring with Christian. And then I think that'll be it because we're about done with that picture. We haven't even touched it since the first video. So again, you guys, I'm just putting this on the tips, kind of blending it in. And that's the yellow Sapphire A028. This was a spur of the moment idea. I don't have a color palette, you know, in front of me or anything like that. However, if you're lost for what colors to use, I would suggest, you know, just Googling color palettes. You can Google color palette for almost anything. So say you're working on, a swamp picture. You can actually Google swamp color palettes and you'll find a bunch of color palettes, you know, based around maybe a picture of a swamp, and they've chosen some colors from that image and created a palette. So those are always really, really, really helpful if you're lost as to what colors to choose for your palette. And I have done that in the past. You know, sometimes you're like, okay, I've done this color palette before. I want to get a new one. You want to try a new one. And you just can't think of something. You just go and you look, and there's some really interesting color palettes on Google. You just gotta find them. Okay, so I'm really liking this. You guys let me know what you think about me adding the yellow in here onto this. I think it looks really good. I think it looks great. I like it. Okay, so I think we have some time. I'm gonna go ahead and work on these leafy things down here. And I think I'm gonna go with a dark green. So I'm gonna start off with Basil A093. Basil A093. So all of these leaves will be based in this color. As you guys can see, I'm coloring all this down here green. I don't know what that stuff is going to be. Leaves. That's just how it's going to be for mine. Leaves. And my frogs are not going to be green. I'm going to color them probably a pink color, only because I have so much green in the picture, and I like them to have an identity outside of green. So all this, you guys, I don't know what this stuff is, so it's just going to be green. This will help me get the picture done faster. And you see these little, I don't know what these are in the water either. They're going to be a green color as well, but I'll probably make it like a light green. So I won't mess with those just yet. I'm going to focus on these for the video. Come over here and get all these guys green. First layer of green. Oh guys, look at all this. This is so much going on. This is gonna probably be all green as well. Some of it you can't tell what it is, some you can. Like I do see these are lemons or oranges. They're probably gonna be lemons on mine because it's just gonna go in my color scheme for them to be yellow. But all of this stuff in here, it's pretty hard to tell what's going on here. So I'm just gonna color it green. All of this. Yeah. All of this. It's like layers of, it looks like layers of leaves on top of leaves. One good thing about the Arteza Expert set is that you get a ton of greens, and I really like that because, you know, if you color a lot of trees and foliage and all that, you know, your greens, if you don't have a lot of green color, a lot of colors of green, you're going to find that you go through those pencils really fast. And I do like the variety of green that you have in the Arteza. And actually, let's see how many we got. So I have one in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, 14 different greens. And then you go into the blue greens. But yes, 14. That is a lot of green pencils. And they're all different. So that's, if you are somebody who colors a lot of foliage and trees and you know, sceneries and stuff like that, and you're looking for a new set of pencils to add to your collection, that's not going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to give you, you know, the colors you need for the kind of pictures you like to color. I would say this is a good set to get. They're great pencils. Again, you're going to get a lot of greens if you like to color foliage. So, yeah, let me make sure I'm still in the frame, because sometimes I'm not. All right, I don't know what this is, so it's not going to be a leaf because it doesn't look like a leaf at all. I don't know what that is, but we'll find some color for it. All right. So now I'm going to move up. Oh, look, you guys see? Here is the flower again. Pieces of the flower coming up behind her just on this side, but not on this side. So I'm going to have to go back with my other colors and get that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to come over here and do these green. And then I'll get that off camera. And then I'll pull this page down so you guys can see what I'm doing at the top. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with, you know, identifying, let me talk right, identifying leaves and flowers. I'm not really good at that at all. So I pretty much color them the way I think they should look. So, all right, so now I'm gonna bring this down because I have some of those same leaves at the top of the page, and we're gonna get those colored in. We're almost done with this picture. It's been fun doing it. Probably won't do another one of these on video unless it's requested, because it's definitely a lot to color. Not really a lot to color, but it can be difficult to color because you're trying to figure out what is what, and when you're doing a video, you kind of want to keep moving and know what you're coloring, what it is that you're looking at, and sometimes it's hard on these books to do that. Oh, not that. But I love the book. Definitely will be coloring in it again, but probably just not on camera. We're gonna go ahead and make that green. I don't know what this stuff is back here, guys, but it's gonna be green. All of this. And just what I'm doing right now is just putting the first layer of green, because I'm gonna go back and shade all of that in. We have some more down here, right around this little nymph. It's hard to tell where her legs and stuff are, but I don't think that's her legs. So, oh, they're right there. Okay. I think that's, the rest is her wings. We have some more green over here. Wow. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over here and work on this one. Again, this is Basil A093. Basil A093. And just doing the first light layer. First light layer. Stay tuned, guys, because the next series I do, well, look, here's a leaf behind her head. The next series I do is going to be more for the beginner colors, because I think we have a lot of beginners coming back, getting into coloring again. There's a lot of new people starting to color, and some of us have been around a long time, and we know, we have a lot of supplies, and they're just, a lot of them are just starting, and many of us are working, with supplies that, not the average person probably is going to have when they first start out. So I'm going to go back to the basics, and I'm going to be doing a series using Crayola colored pencils. And then after that, I'm going to do one with probably with Marco Raffine. So I'm going to be doing some different series with different pencils, different books. It is more so for the beginners. But even though you're not a beginner, it's just fun to go back to some of the first, colored pencils that you had and work with them. I love Crayola colored pencils. I currently don't have them in a zipper pouch. I need to get one so I can put them in there, because I have some of the Crayola pencils that came out, my Crayola pencils are probably like more than 15 or 20 years old. I just had them. I never got rid of them. And I'm noticing that they are different. They seem different than the ones that you buy today. So I'm going to be coloring with those in the next series. All right, so we have all that colored in green. And that again was Basil A093. And I'm going to just show you guys how I'm going to be shading those. And then I'm not going to be doing all of it on video, unfortunately. So I'm going to be shading with Fern A092. Fern A092. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be doing on that. So basically, I'm just going to come here, and I'm going to start a little dark and then go light. Come here, start dark, go light. Dark to light. That means heavy pressure, light pressure. Heavy pressure, light pressure. Heavy pressure, light pressure. That's all that means, dark to light. And that's just to get like a gradient. Now, these pencils are, again, a little waxy on this paper, so it's not going to have the best gradient, but you can still, get a nice one. And, doing gradients takes practice. You should, if you struggle with shading, you can, there are other great videos out there that help people, learn how to do that. But really, it's about practice. So, you can practice with one pencil. You can practice shading with one pencil. When you have that down, practice shading with two pencils. When you have that down, then you can practice shading with 3 different colors. And typically that's how you're going to get like the best results, is if you're shading with 3 pencils. But if you can't, and you just want to shade with one, like, you can, it is possible. And if you want to just, you know, do it with 2, you can. As you can see, I'm doing it on this picture with 2 in these leaves. So it is possible. All right, so I'm going to go back over here, give you guys some more shading on that. And then I'm going to be doing the rest of this off camera. And when we come back for the next video, they will all be shaded in. Most definitely. And the reason why I'm saying I'm going to do it and come back is because now that this is all green, I have to see, like, where did I already shade that? So it's like my eyes are going bonkers, but it's okay. This is a fun book to color. I'm really enjoying it. Enjoying the picture. I like coloring doodles and Kirby Rosanas, so this for me is fun. So again, for shading, going dark to light, dark, and then a lighter pressure to blend that out. Dark, lighter pressure to blend that out. So I'm going to be doing a poll, since I'm going to be working on with Crayolas, for you guys to you know, vote on a book I should use. What book I should color. And I'm thinking Joanna Basford, only because that was like one of my favorite books to use my Crayolas in. I have some pictures in there that I color with Crayolas, and I think it's a fairly nice book for and I think that a lot of beginners who are coloring have Joanna Basford. So I'll probably put a poll up to see which one gets the most votes. And that's pretty much how I'm going to be determining what books to color in, is based on the votes I get from you guys. Because some people, you know, like to have a say-so in things, and you know, I want to do videos that you guys would like to see, so bring the suggestions on. I welcome them, and I'm adding them to my list of to-dos. Some of them, if I can't do it right away, you will see it. It just may not be right away because, you know, I may not have the supply to do that, or I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. So I'm researching. So just know that if you put a suggestion in, it's not going to be forgotten. I will do the video as suggested or requested, and it just may not be right away. All right, so as you can see, oh, I missed one. I'm shading these leaves in, and I'm going to do the rest off screen or off video. So when we come back, those will all be shaded in. So let me just do this one really quick. And then, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so you guys can see what the picture is looking like with the lotus flower. I'm so happy with the way that turned out, you guys. I really am. I really like it a lot. You guys let me know what you think. Let me zoom back out because I guess it's too much to zoom in. There we go. You guys let me know what you think. I like her. I'm so happy about this picture, you guys. I'm glad I made that decision down here. I probably can go over that a little bit more with yellow, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right, y'all. Until next time, take care.